What's up, y'all? This is Benny, and you're now listening to The Approach Podcast. This is episode 2 of The Approach. Yesterday, I recorded episode 1, which was Gary Lou's first isolation tank float. So today, I'm super relaxed, and now I'm going to compete in the SFPK Parkour Jam. It's actually called the SFPK International Parkour Jam, and this is their 5th year holding this event. This is where people from all over the world join together in friendly competition and just chill, hang out, and just... today actually is one of the bigger days. Today is Saturday, and we are in UC Berkeley right now, and there's this thing that we're going to do. It's called the Pathfinder competition, which is various locations in UC Berkeley. They're going to mark certain routes. Each area is going to be marked with numbers, and the goal is to touch every single number, and then when you get to the end, they time you. So it's like a time trial. So there's always some kind of form of parkour that each competitive has to do to go through the route as quickly as possible. So stay tuned, and this is going to be a fun podcast. I'm going to try to record some video and then hopefully edit some of the courses some of the obstacle courses that we're going to participate in, and I'm going to try to stitch those videos together, put them on YouTube so you guys can see what parkour is all about. So stay tuned and enjoy the second episode of The Approach Podcast. Check it out. So right now I'm with Raul, and I guess you can say he's the SFPK ambassador of this event. So what is this event called, and can you explain a little bit about it?
So this event is just basically a big gathering that we started 5 years ago. This will be our 5th one.
Okay.
And it's called San Francisco International Jam, just because the first time we had this jam event, we had people from Brazil, Europe, Mexico, and we decided, well, everyone's over here from all over the world, so let's just call it International Jam. So now, today, we get to do it again. Everyone's pretty tired from Friday. We already trained. Today will be a long day. We have obstacle courses that Eric Rubin has made. We have a lot of games to play, and also, if people don't want to do the competition, they're more than welcome to free to jump around wherever they want.
Yeah, right now, you're I mean, it doesn't look like it started, but you're going to hold a beginner's course?
Yeah, we already started the beginner's class, so there's a lot of people that are actually just jumping around and just getting them warmed up and stuff. Everyone's pretty excited to be here, so they came here a little bit early. We start at noon.
And how often does this happen, the beginner's courses, just so that we get a little plug out there?
I run beginner's classes second Saturday of every month, and it rotates from Berkeley, SF, and San Jose. So you could check out the San Francisco Parkour page on Facebook, and you get all the information there.
Okay, cool. Thanks for speaking with me.
No problem,
man, good luck, man. This I can't wait to see the new courses.
Thank you. It's exciting.
I mean, you guys been keeping it. You guys been keeping it forever.
I've only seen 3.
Yeah. Okay,
I still have to go and get the rules because I have to time people.
Do you have the shirts yet or not?
Not yet. Corn Dog's gonna be here. Brendan's gonna be here with the shirts soon.
Cool. All right, man. Thanks.
No problem.
All right. I'm here with Wilson. What's your last name?
It's Wilson Trang.
Wilson Trang, and then I'm here with Charles. I just learned his name. I've known him for like
4 years.
4 years.
Damn it.
For some reason, I thought it was like Eugene or something. But
you don't have Eugene is a different person that we
I know.
With.
Okay. Your name's Wilson. Shit.
We are awful at this. Just so
we are awful. Well, this
our faces.
Seriously, this is just a conversation. I'm just recording it just for prosperity and for whoever else wants to listen. Whoever else is interested in parkour, this is what we're doing here today at UC Berkeley. Right now, we're kind of like at a standstill because there was a slight incident that happened that it's been resolved. So, but right now we're kind of keeping it low key. Right now, we're not doing anything crazy. We're not even sure if this jam is going anymore. We're all bundled up in this one area, and people are just, I guess, trying to stay warm, just jumping around doing tiny little stuff. Yeah, flips, right? There's a lot of flips going on right now.
Tricking is a great way to stay warm.
Yeah, exactly. I was playing hacky sack for like, I don't know, like 20 minutes, and that kind of kept me warmed up. See, I'm old, so that's what I got to do to stay warmed up is to play hacky sack. I can't be doing flips. Yeah. That'll wear me out. I'll be like, I'll do one flip, like it's time to go home. I'm tired. That's it, guys.
We're young. We can do this. But this is the fifth international jam.
It is the fifth international jam,
and it's crazy how big the community has grown.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Insane.
If you've seen the pictures of the first one, there's like 20 dudes, and that was it.
I don't even remember seeing it.
There's pictures of it on Orion's.
I think
Facebook.
I went 3 years ago. I think that was the first time, right? You did was part of the same, right?
3 years ago was when I went.
Ago.
Yeah.
It's totally different. Like since last year, I think last year was when they totally flipped it to where it was totally different.
Oh, 2 years ago.
First year was just like everyone just do whatever you want. It's a jam.
Yeah.
Last year it was someone did something crazy. Someone just did a crazy stunt.
Yeah.
Past
2 years, it's been like the
Pathfinder.
Routes. Yeah, Pathfinder routes.
Yeah.
You know what? I have to give mad props to like Raul. I think that Raul has done an amazing job on growing this community and making sure that we don't kill each other.
And Albert Kong.
And Albert, Albert's not what's the same word?
Where's Albert at? He
New
moved,
York.
right?
He's in New York.
He's in New York. Oh,
Yeah,
sucks.
he's doing like all sorts of like he does the same thing, but he's like professional now.
Oh shit.
So if you guys want to check out, I think his project right now is like Run the Night or whatever it is, but it's like a
it's that game, right?
Yeah,
the zombie game.
No, it's like
He's also done like puzzle stuff, like the escape from room type stuff. He's been working on that kind of stuff, and like.
But it's like it's one of those like things where you have to like go around at night and find like things, and it's just
so it's
awesome.
like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah, it's a scavenger hunt at night. So if you want to check him out, Albert Kong. Check him
my
out.
little brother Albert Kong. My name is Benny
Albert
Kong.
and Benny.
Do check it out. I think
my little brother's doing so well. I'm so proud of him.
But he's done a great job. I think that this community has grown a lot. I think that we have guys coming in from Apex in Colorado, Temecula, San Diego, Tijuana.
Okay, here's the thing I want to talk about. Like I know a lot of people have they're kind of reserved about the idea of parkour, and to me I feel like a lot of people have a false sense of what parkour is. Like what do you think is a good way of describing what parkour is, or what do you think that people can get out of doing parkour? Wilson, what do you think?
That's it. Go for it.
Go for it. I'm going to try to complete my
Wilson,
sentence.
I think it's like the art of efficient movement, and that can be for like pure efficiency, or it can be for aesthetics. Once you got that efficient movement, you can use it to do pretty stuff, and it's just fun to move. It's a celebration of movement.
Yeah, that's how I feel, and I feel like there's no right or wrong way of doing something, just as long as you do it safe. I think that's the most important thing, is to do things as safely as possible. Like efficiency and speed is good, but number one, safety. Yeah. Safety is so important when you're doing parkour, especially if you want to do it for a long time. If you want to do crazy stunts and hurt yourself, that's your prerogative. But I feel like there's always a simpler and safer way to do things, and that you should train that way. I feel like you should always train that way. And if you want to do a crazy stunt, progress. Just progress. You'll get there. Just keep trying, keep working on it, and eventually you'll get it. It goes with anything you do. Like the more you practice, the better you get, the stronger you get, the more confident you get. But always know your limits. Like don't push those limits.
It's funny because I actually look at it a little slightly different, you guys. I've found that like parkour, I would call it like it's a sport of breaking fear. Like that's what I found to be like the best way for me to describe parkour to myself and to other people. Like everything we do seems scary until you've done it once or twice or 100 times. It's no longer scary at all. Flipping, jumping, diving, rolling, all these things are scary as hell.
It's not normal.
They're not normal movements. And, like if you try to have a cumulative term for everything. It's really hard to put together all these different communities that have different mindsets into what it is. So I've always found that, parkour can be described as a sport of breaking fear.
Definitely.
And even simple things as jumping down 6 flights of stairs is like, you're like, the first time you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna break my ankle.
Well, Wilson, you're as for a living, you're a personal trainer. So how do you, like, as a personal trainer looking at the sport of parkour, do you think it's a positive thing to do for your body? Do you think it's a good way
I think that it's always nice to put yourself out of comfort, right? I always reference it around the idea of Wolff's Law, right? Wolff's Law is the idea that your body would change according to the adaptations to make things easier, right? Wolff's Law originated behind the idea that, like, if you keep hitting a bone a certain way, it will morph and make it more efficient for you to, do whatever it is you're thinking, right?
The muscle memory, right?
It's more of bone adaptation or body adaptation, right?
True,
The most simplest way to put Wolff's Law is like you see these guys that do like Muay Thai or like kickboxing in like Southeast Asia, where they keep kicking a tree for like 100 times, right?
I got that.
And a bone eventually hardens up and remorphs itself, right?
My knuckles used to do that when I do kung fu. We used to punch this rock and sand and grain bag over and over again. I built these crazy, insane calluses on my second knuckles and my actual knuckles.
That's right. So if you extrapolate that entire body, right, you see that your entire body will morph to make things easier, because the body in the end is the most efficient bank in the world.
It's adaptable.
Exactly. It'll find a way to conserve calories regardless of what you do, right? Which is why there's so many different body types, right? Gymnasts, runners, bodybuilders, all these different body types are designed to maintain that as many calories as it can keep in, right? So if you look at parkour as a sport, which is what I do, which is a little slightly different from the ideology of a lot of other people. I do see parkour as a sport, right? It can be competition. It can be, this sense of, community, but it could also be very competitive. I enjoy the competitive side of parkour. I like seeing people push themselves into ideas where it's like, I can't believe you did like a 360 gainer backflip, right? I think that's incredible that if you have the balls and the technique to do it, all more power to you, right? I love seeing the sport being pushed into arenas that we haven't seen before, so I do come from different side of it. I do, for me, I come from a sports science background, as Space said, I do personal training work. I also work with the elderly
you have a pretty interesting, like you deal with people's fitness, and then at night you deal with people's loss of inhibitions at the same time.
I bartend as well. I bartend as well. So
So you're yelling at people to not drink, to be healthier, and then at night you're like, get another shot.
Well, I call myself a glorified babysitter. But let's go back to the sport. That's
Where you bartend?
I bartend a cigar bar and grill at 850 Montgomery. I work on Monday, Friday, and Saturday nights. Please come in.
Tip your wait staff.
But let's go back to parkour in a second. But
Wander off.
All right, man. You're
all right,
dude.
and our friend leaves us. But
He's gone. I think he ran out of things to say.
Yeah, I thought it was like a 5-minute, 10-minute.
Oh no,
we're just hanging out.
This is a conversation. We're just talking, dude. Whatever.
Yeah, there's no.
You can jump in whenever, man.
Yeah.
Whenever you feel like talking.
I'm gonna do some
in.
jumping.
You can do some jumping. All right, come back.
Take care.
You want to come back, dude?
Yeah,
Cool.
I'll be back. See you, dudes.
All right.
But it's I love this community. I love how friendly people are, and it's great. I try to get everybody to do a sport because it is a sport, right? Moving, we're running around, endurance, strength, speed, and there's a dog that does parkour, which is awesome, right? So no, it's a great sport.
What were you saying earlier that? Wilson just got me thinking about something that was hilarious. But would you say that one thing that you can never get over about Tracers about?
Oh yeah, so it's just funny, but I always feel like because I went to school in Southern California, I swear to God I did. It might not look or sound like I'm educated at all. I swear to God I went to college, right? But
you're a smart guy, man. What are you trying to hold back? You're a smart guy.
So I always joke,
Yeah.
but but the idea, there's just something that like I feel that tracers have the worst sense of fashion in the world.
That is true.
Our community has the worst sense of fashion. Like, and I'm partially guilty of it because I've slowly started a sense of fashion.
You're wearing those baggy
I know.
sweatpants right now.
I know. But like, there's this like, I understand that we are like, we're I don't know, some kind of like sport like community that like tries to like look like each other, but like there's this idea that all of us look like these like we're very Southern California style.
The uniform for parkour, like I'm sure if you've seen parkour videos, is insanely large, baggy, Aikido style sweatpants that are like dragging everywhere you go. You're either wearing some really thin shoes or like some feiyus, like kung fu shoes when you're doing parkour.
Which I don't have a problem with. The shoes I don't have a problem with.
Yeah, and you're wearing t-shirts typically.
It's generally they're really bright t-shirts for whatever reason, as they want to be like as flashy as they can.
I'm pretty flashy right now.
Or they wear those those really like, they're like cutoffs but not. What are they called? The fucking
muscle tees.
Muscle tees. There you go.
We're both wearing muscle tees.
No, we're actually wearing like actual like cutoffs. Like
we are, yeah.
They wear like the wife beater style, like bright color wife beater style like shirts with like some kind of like bullshit logo on there or bullshit saying. That. But it's like like I
usually it's like the Von Dutch of
yes, that's really what it is. The Von Dutch, and
it's like everyone's wearing trucker hats and
they do, and I feel that it's a very Southern California style thing, and I don't understand why or how that happened, because like for a sport where like most of it's like guys aren't in LA or they aren't in Southern California, somehow this style has gone so prevalent in this community. Where like everyone loves this style.
I feel like anyone should wear whatever the hell they want because it doesn't really affect me at all. But the thing is, I feel like for me, when I do parkour, since you're on the street and this is a funny way of thinking it. I always feel like you should be ready to do parkour whenever. So just dress like you would like whatever you would wear normally. So right now I'm just pretty much just my street clothes. I mean, yeah, I'm wearing a muscle tee, but or a cutoff shirt, whatever. But like. I'm just wearing the typical shoes I would wear every day, the typical pants I'll be wearing every day. I'm just wearing Piranha pants right now, Piranha climbing pants, the Zion pants. They're stretchy, they're breathable. And I wear them when I go climbing or whether I'm just walking down the street, whatever, going to a bar, whatever. But like, I feel like if you're going to train in parkour and you're going to be manipulating your body through, different obstacles in your way that are like just there for the taking, like I don't know, like jumping over a gap or climbing a wall, whatever. You might as well just do it in the clothes that you typically would wear when you're, when you're in that situation. So, I mean, if that was the case, I guess I would be wearing like a dress shirt and some slacks, but that's pushing it too far. Like I would be doing parkour.
Well, like when I work out, like for parkour, I wear what I work out. So I used to wear shorts until my shins got all like effed up.
I don't wear shorts.
So and I've always worn like these cutoff, like the Nike cutoffs. It's almost like semi-fitted. They're not completely fitted, but they're semi-fitted, and it's just like I feel good in them because like I usually lift. I lift a lot, so it's like like that's where I wear the lift.
Yeah, Wilson's swole right now. If you don't know what Wilson looks like,
I'm not swole at all.
He looks like Vin Diesel on steroids.
Yes, exactly, ladies. That's exactly right. If there's a lady out there listening, hit me up.
Yeah, cigar bar, right?
Cigar bar and grill at 850 Montgomery.
Dude, you gotta hook me up with cigars, man. I shouldn't have said that. I don't smoke. I typically don't smoke, but like cigar, why not? Now and then, it doesn't hurt,
Yeah, cigar's not the worst thing that you could put in your mouth. So
I might edit that part out. Actually, yeah. Typically I don't edit anything out, but I might cut that part out.
But no, it's they're fun. Cigars are great. It's a different way of looking at cigars and booze. It's great. Anyways, I'm gonna stop this rant about drugs and alcohol.
Drugs and alcohol. And fitness.
And
don't
fitness.
forget fitness. You gotta fit fitness in there. Eat healthy, don't smoke. Come by cigar, whatever, I can't even say it. The cigar bar
All right,
Wilson's
and grill.
telling you to eat healthy, work out, and
Drink cigars.
and then of course later at night smoke a cigar and lots of alcohol. That's Wilson's contradicting life.
I would never ask him that.
Maybe we should stop it for now, and then when we
All right.
we'll pick it up later. We'll pick it up later.
The International Jam, we're recording live from the 5th SF International Jam. If you guys ever have a chance to check this event out, it's great. You'll see a lot of like really talented faces. So that's it for me.
All right, that's it for me. We'll come back later, hopefully, if anything else comes up. All right, late. Bye. All right, guys, I'm back. This is Benny Kong, and I'm here with Wilson. And guess what, guys? Game's on. Game is on. We've just completed 2 of these obstacles, these Pathfinder obstacles, and now we're about to move on to the 3rd one.
I'm gonna swing by VLSB before I.
All right, cool. So we're waiting on Will to stop messing around so we can get to the next one.
But it's been incredible.
It's been fun.
I think the sense of community here has been amazing today. I think that Raul pointing out that we are all part of one huge community and we are not splintered little communities has really helped us kind of like not be dicks to each other.
Well, I think just taking the competitive aspect out of it kind of made it a little bit more enjoyable, I think.
But a lot of people are also down about not having that competitive aspect though.
That's true. But either way, it's still fun. Like I noticed a lot of people are going a lot slower. No one's sprinting through anything. They're doing things as clean as possible. So, I mean, I think that's good. I think not timing it is good in that sense. So I don't know, maybe they'll change how it works next year. But for now, it's going really well. Where are we going, Will? Where's the next excursion at? The trench. Okay. So
Trench battle.
just so you know that I'm gonna start throughout the podcast. I'm going to throw in some videos. So this is gonna be going up on YouTube, and I'm gonna start editing some videos of us going through these different courses. So stay tuned. All right, play. Poser here. Trying to do parkour. There you go, Adam. Let's go. So now we are live. So this is I guess we just finished the 4th obstacle. There's only 4 this year. They canceled one just because time restraints from the incident that happened earlier.
And one was under construction as well.
Yeah. Oh, one was under construction. Is it done yet or no?
No.
It's not done yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we did all the courses and they're all pretty sick. They all have their own little
intricacies
to it. I'm all bruised up. I keep running into trees and shit, so I got my little war scars. Will over there is busy making Will's over there making business calls. Sex calls. He'll be with us in a second. So John, you did you have a part in any of these courses that you did?
Yeah, with Eric Rubin, we helped design all the courses more or less. We had input in one way or another. We were running these courses inside and out for the last 3 months to make sure that they weren't not just fun, but intricate and safe enough that nothing was too high density volume drops. We tried to focus on safety rather than, go big or go home status.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I noticed is that the courses this year were a lot shorter than last year.
They were a lot shorter, yeah.
I mean, none of these courses were even close to halfway in that one where you have to run underneath the bridge.
There was only that one. Yeah, well, the thing is,
what was the name of that one?
I don't know.
The one that we did last year that you had
Rail
to
Mountain?
No, the one you had to go under the bridge.
Oh damn!
Down the dirty the bum.
Yeah, I mean that one was almost. Yeah, like the shortest run on those were like it took like maybe 2 minutes.
Well, there was a run in the third one that we did where after the wall climb we had to run all the way. You'll see the video. I think we recorded someone running it.
Well, with regards to that, it was basically the major feedback that we got from last year was that one, the courses were too far apart, and two, the courses were too long.
That's
so
right.
We got those
that's right.
we got those jam-packed
Like
lines
Will's.
where you're just waiting like 2 minutes for your
we
turn, and that's why we made these courses a lot more condensed, a lot more shorter.
Good.
What we discussed earlier is that now that because there's no time, none of it's getting timed. Like people are just timing it just for themselves, personal reasons. But since that we're not timing the trail runs, why are you making noise, dude? Put those keys. It's a podcast, dude. You're making like Foley noises. Now that the courses aren't really timed, right? I noticed that a lot of competitors, if you can call them competitors, a lot of competitors weren't really going as hard as they typically would, just because of the fact that they knew that they weren't getting time. Do you think that's like a plus?
That and
You think that's like a benefit?
It's great that like people are now more focused on just like getting through the courses efficiently without like putting all their 100% into it, because that prevents injuries. And since we already had an incident today, we had to we tried to keep the more advanced guys toned down to that degree where they understand their capabilities and that they can go up to a certain extent, 90%, 50, 100%. And because of something unfortunately that had to happen, we had to like get people off that mindset of competition and more into just hanging out and seeing people that they haven't seen.
I mean, that's
in a
what
while.
this is all about, just hanging out, just seeing people we haven't seen in a year.
People definitely come here for our
park.
Pathfinder.
Yeah, exactly.
The Pathfinder, like our courses here are a lot more fun than I've been to other national
okay.
camps. So like what we have here is like this intricate way of like having everybody be involved and still run courses, and then like have that team mentality where you can take your people on to strive to be better. And in parkour, that's what you
maybe I see it different. I just see it as something fun to do. Like it's
most
cool.
definitely.
It's cool seeing people I haven't seen in a while. Because usually we kind of stick in our own little cliques when we do parkour, especially like since most of these people came cross country from another country, like from another. I think there was a guy here from Denmark or something like that. He was I guess he's living in Vegas.
We have a Finnish guy. We have the Mexicans. We have.
There's a girl here she's from France.
Nice.
I'm like, what? Yeah. It's like there's so many people here. Like before, I remember I was like, oh, you guys are calling it international. There's only people from Mexico. Like that's as far.
Well, I mean,
maybe
if you
from
look
Canada.
if you look at the pictures from 5 years ago, there was like 20 people.
That's true.
I was here for the first.
That was at Golden Gate
Jam.
Park, right?
No, that was at Sloat Elementary, our first monthly jam, where almost 10 years ago, like we were just putting this shit together, and now we can see things coming to bear fruit, like people who have stuck around, people who are contributing to the community, and like in one way or another, we've become strong that way. Like San Francisco does not have a strong scene in terms of athletes. Like we have our Andre and our Christian Fairfax, but they're not making their names known as well as some other guys from LA, from New York, who have been around just as long, or if not as long as them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's a different scene here.
Yeah.
I think that
we're very communal and like
exactly. And
despite the distances between us, we still have managed to get together 1 to 2 a month, still see familiar faces while bringing in tons and tons of new people. Every second Saturday we have our beginner's jam. Every third Sunday is our monthly jam. These have been going on for like 7+ years and are consistent. So it's great that we're like that in that sense of community. And when we bring in all the other people from all over the country to see what we're about, they see us as a responsible group that knows how to manage big crowds, knows how to like host a jam. Whereas at Beast Coast, you're bringing in 300 people, and yeah, they've been running it 10 years. Now you have to pay $300+ to go to a jam. Like,
do you really?
Yeah, there's.
I had no idea you had to
like,
pay for a jam.
Yeah, exactly. That's why some of the OG guys, we just stopped going because it was like that. When does it become a jam, and when does it turn into a business?
Why are they charging $300 for what?
Like, they set up like the barbecue. They set up the park. They bring in the athletes. Like
in the athletes.
Exactly.
They have like the pros
What?
the pros show up for those things. Like,
I mean, like
Oh
we
my
have Matt
God.
Jang. Matt Jang from Hawaii is like one of the beastiest guys out there. Like, but
I just think that's silly.
yeah, it's that
but you know, it's a
mindset.
business. I mean, like,
I don't like it when things turn into especially something like this as personal. Like, it's weird that you could
We have two
turn it
guys
into a
from
business.
Tribe. Like, this is the oldest parkour team from America here in our presence. Like, that's Raul and Jimmy Davidson. But like, they don't have that kind of mentality coming into here. They're just other tracers who want to have fun, who want to show what they're about.
But
And
it's funny
just
because parkour is kind of a new sport, but then you compare it to climbing. Climbing has a longer run. Like, there's people have been climbing since like the turn of the century, and it didn't get mainstream till like maybe the 80s.
Yeah, 80s,
but like people
90s.
were climbing in the
Forever.
30s and the 20s. People were climbing since beginning. All the way from Europe, and. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Charging someone $300 entry fee just to do parkour. Like,
Yeah.
there's no
just to
entry
hang
fee.
out, technically.
Just to hang out.
Because like for that better part of their Saturday, that's like
Yeah.
10 people running a course and 250 people
Yeah.
watching. So
I'm sure there's like an entry fee for climbing comps, but I don't think it's $300.
Yeah.
Especially not the citizen comps. Like, those are totally free. Like, no, those are like at the gym, $10. $10 you could go climb on the wall.
the first Beast Coast jams, that's every Memorial Day weekend since 2005. It was free. You could sleep in the gym. There were no waivers. It was all like just free to all. And then as the years
That's
came
what it
by,
should be.
as more and more people got recognized and started getting sponsored and whatnot, businesses started to focus on us, like whether it was Vita Water or all this other
Vita
shit.
Water.
Yeah, like people are trying to see how
Who'd
they
you
can-
who'd you want to be sponsored by?
Me?
Yeah.
BSN, for sure.
What's BSN? Is that the
Yeah, No
nutrition?
Explode, yeah.
Oh, and also Explode.
No Explode,
know.
Sex. I wouldn't take any of that shit at No Explode, but I'll take that sponsorship.
And I'd like to be sponsored by Lexus personally, like
Because this is
have a
going
nice
live,
Lexus car.
so they might give me a call next week. I don't know.
BSN, hit me up.
BSN.
You guys need a professional parkour athlete since, Forrest Griffin is no longer sponsored by BSN.
Hey, Will, you're done with your business call, dude? You don't want to talk. It's okay.
Come on.
You're shy. He's shy. Oh,
All right,
it's okay.
well, so, John, tell us about your overall experience.
You're kind of like the godfather of parkour
I know.
here, right?
No.
No,
That would
don't-
still go to Corn Dog and
But you were
And
here.
Milan
You were here.
branded
You
it.
told me. I remember we were on a climbing trip. You told me that that you
I started Philippine parkour, not
Philippine
not- yeah,
parkour,
not
but you did it in New
SFPK.
York, right? You
Yeah.
used to live in New York. You started parkour there, and then you came here, and you kind of like brought it here in a
I
way.
had that
You
tra-
organized it, kind of,
I
right?
had that transition with Chaos, otherwise known as Chris, with the BAPK from the SFPK scene, where we tend to focus. This is back in like 2007, 2008, when SFPK was too much of the showboating and like big stunts, and it happens. Like we were getting good, and getting really awesome really fast, but the media just wanted to capture the flips. And so a couple of us didn't feel that same way, didn't see that same mindset. So we started Bay Area Parkour, which was a lot more focused on staying humble, staying safe. And to this day, they still carry that mission. They condition a lot. They train on ground level more or less, and aren't about like showboating.
Yeah,
And
honestly, I feel like BAPK is a good place to start. But if you want to,
see the community grow. and,
if
like,
you want to progress into doing bigger things, I feel like you have to like train with other
I
outfits.
absolutely agree.
Like SFPK, because FFP, it's fine. Like BAPK, I can get back to like where I was if I haven't done it in a while, because they're kind of like, it's kind of like the
They
progression.
plateau.
They plateau.
Yeah.
They plateau. But then if you want to progress and do bigger things and more technical things, I feel like SFPK is a you need to hang out with the crew from SFPK, because they push you. They show you what's possible. The progressions are a lot quicker, I think. They're more like there's a couple of things where I'm like, I have no idea how I'm gonna do this, and then you guys just break it down. Like, do it do it step by step. And
That's-
then within 5 minutes, I got it. I'm like, oh, you're right.
That is mostly due to Parkour Connections, which is the professional side of SFPK. That's a handful of us coaches. Ryan Fulmer and Albert Kong came up together. They got their ADAPT certification back in 2009, 2010, and came back with this mentality to lead through progression, learning the baby steps and like breaking down movements into cues and learning how body functions through hip, like arms, hips, whatever you need to give these signals. And that's how we were able to break down, the Kong, one of the hardest vaults to learn and master, into like within half an hour. We can basically get anybody to like at least get that first step.
I feel like that's like the most committing move because you're diving head first.
It's a irregular
pushing
motion.
off your hands.
For those unfamiliar with the Kong, you're taking your arms and bringing your legs in between them in a nice tucked position that like resembles a cannonball, with your arms pulling through and over an obstacle. Unfortunately, that's kind of hard to verbally demonstrate, but at the same time, it's one of the moves that in parkour you can tell a good Kong from a bad Kong.
Yeah.
A Benny from an Albert. No, just kidding.
I understand.
I
know
just
what you
heard the
mean.
Kong.
That was
Dude, you can make
a slap on the
No.
Kong.
You can make
they
that
just had-
comparison to anybody.
They just had
Anyone
the-
compared
they just
to
had the
Albert
same last
Kong.
names.
Well, no, I like that
just like-
wordplay. Just so you know, that was a really good wordplay.
Yo, Benny had me set for this. I
But
was like,
anyone
all right, I got
compared
this.
to Albert Kong is going to
Yeah.
be
Any
second.
Kong.
Any Kong. Any
Too
Kong.
funny.
But my Kongs do suck. I haven't done Kongs in
All right.
so long. So I don't know. Do you think?
So, what's your overall review of this?
This international jam,
Yeah.
as usual, every year gets better. We touch up on all the minor discrepancies. We know how to house people. We know how to facilitate. We know where the facilities are, whether they're restroom, bathroom, water. We have this in a way that the leaders of this community are now in advance, 6 months in advance, 3 months in advance, getting ready for this, getting housing ready. And only from here can we learn to be better instructors, facilitators, and leaders of our community. So
So
thank goodness.
we'll just stop by here. He's gonna say a few words, right? How do you feel about the jam overall this year?
I like it. It really obviously took a turn in the beginning, but then I guess they pulled it together and got it organized. I don't know if everybody was thrilled, but it seems to have gone pretty well so far.
I think actually, like, in a way, something positive came out of it, in that most people right now are more humble with parkour. Like, I feel like people aren't trying to go hard. They're kind of, almost like, I see a lot of people teaching each other, which is kind of weird. Not weird, but it's something that you don't normally see, especially with all these like not egos. I'm like talking shit, but like with all these, you get a bunch of athletes together. There's always gonna be like egos, butting heads. People are butting heads, but it's weird. Like, I see a lot of people helping each other. Like right now, I'm staring at a group of people just trying to work on this one move, and it's pretty awesome.
Even without the accident that happened earlier today, like, our mindset in this community has always been more so collaboration over competition. Whatever backgrounds we come from, we're trying to share that ability with everybody else, whether they're from here or just visiting or whatnot. Like, we've strived to be a better community, especially with
Well, I think the format really changed. I mean, without saying that, hey, you have to do 6 Pathfinder missions in 2 hours.
It was 6 last year,
Right?
right?
It was 6 Pathfinder missions in 2 hours. Now you have 4 at your own pace over 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
and within a much closer location
Exactly.
of one
So no
another.
one's trying to rush all the way down to the other one and go
John's
like.
getting all stir crazy, doing backflips on his.
So,
No, just playing.
So we're all now rushing over to one and promising to dick punch each other.
Dick push.
I didn't get threatened at all this year, and I feel like that was a really positive
You got threatened
change.
last year?
Yeah, with a dick punch.
Oh, that.
yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about?
This guy. But this one, Will's sitting right next to me.
Yes. So I mean, like, but all honesty aside, putting that 4 missions in 4 hours.
I think they should
help
keep it like
people.
that. It felt like it went through smoother with just 4 instead of having 6. I think 6 was pushing it too much.
Did you say
6 and 2?
the space between the 6 was
Yeah.
like half a mile or like
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
half-hour walk for some
definitely.
like if they didn't have their proper course alignment going on.
Especially if Will's was like in the middle of nowhere. We were like, is this still on campus? Like, are we going to another part of Berkeley? Like the different
Straight up down
outside?
Bancroft. Like, wait, am I in the projects right now? Like, got shady real fast now. That's what's great. Like, we just we want that feedback from everybody every year to say how can we improve, how can we make this better, and not just toss it aside. Will, Eric, there were so many guys that like put this shit together and made it what it is today, and thankfully it's bearing fruit and everybody's still having a good time.
Yeah, everyone's still jumping right now. Everyone's still running the courses. I think it's winding down though. Everyone's kind of like chilling.
Yeah, a lot of people burned out yesterday too.
Oh, did they? That's why I didn't do. I learned my lesson from doing those satellites, because by the time you go do these Pathfinders, I'm already beat.
That's why I came yesterday stoned. I was just like,
You came yesterday stoned?
I was like, I'm not gonna jump, and I still ended up jumping. I tore up Chinatown now, like because of how many people showed up there.
Yeah.
And I was like, here are these lines, and people just like shat on it. And
What do you mean shat on it? I mean they didn't want
okay,
it.
so that big precision that Raul does from the tire swing to the railing on the first level, people were precisioning from the yellow slide onto that tire swing.
Okay.
They were like, oh well, why don't we just go higher? People are like, it was, you could not have believed the ridiculousness that I saw, and of course didn't get any of it on film. But like when you see the highlights
that's what I mean by like egos butting heads, because there's a lot of egos going on. Like it's human nature with all these competitive athletes all bunched up into one area, and they're all representing different regions. You always get that. We got a crew here that's wearing tank tops. What do they say on it?
Freedom in motion.
Freedom in motion.
That's the Temecula guys.
Temecula.
What a surprise!
What
a surprise!
Well, you got a tribe member on there, and like he's representing America's first parkour team. Like, Raul's part of it, but they have very different mindsets.
One of the cool things that I see today, one of the things I noticed is that there are a lot more kids here this year.
And a lot more girls.
A lot more girls, definitely. But I was
think
surprised.
That's a very good sign for our community.
They're all in the back over there doing gymnastics stuff, like
Nice.
training gymnastics.
Gymnastics.
So I mean,
Gymnastics
it's
jam.
not like, I don't know if. And actually, Gabby came up to me earlier and she said, "Hey, what are you doing? Like, try this." And I was like, that's like the first time in ever that's ever happened to me. Like, have a
girl talk to you. I understand.
A woman. Burn sores. Was that the dick? Can that be the dick punch?
That could be the dick punch.
That's
a big dick punch.
And it was on recording. But no, I mean,
You said it so perfectly.
Like
I've
Wilson
never had
said-
that happen to me. Really?
like Wilson said, all honesty aside, which you did say. Back it up. Back it up, listeners. All right, so I've never had someone actively come up to me who was a woman and actually.
Was she cute? Oh, Gabby. That's right. You said Gabby. That's right.
No, it's
She's
look.
fifth,
I mean, look here.
but she's but it was actually a really cool thing. She was having me work on like a swinging through these little bike racks and then like trying to just make it into a flow. It was really cool, and I wouldn't have ever thought of it. And I think so. They're just off on their own, thinking of their own ways to move.
Yeah, you get that parkour version. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. Like, you get that parkour vision. The more you do it, you start seeing shit.
And I'm legally parkour blind.
You're parkour blind.
You're parkour blind.
Well, there's always Daredevil.
There's always Daredevil. Exactly.
Shoot for Daredevil if you're blind.
I'm surprised there's no course where you're blindfolded and you do shit. That'd be awesome. But a slow course, right? That'd be cool.
Someone yesterday, I forgot who, but they were telling me that
John just left the building.
that they were made by some really successful parkour, maybe YouTube famous guy.
Yeah.
Like, he took a course with him, and one part of the course was he would have these guys do this giant precision over and over and over again, and then he said, "Okay, you guys got your confidence up. Now do it blindfolded." And
I say next year you should do that. You should make a blindfold course, but make it super easy, but make it technical still.
Wait, whoa.
I'm
I
not
saw
endorsing that.
I
I'm
saw
just saying that's.
You saw that video, right?
Yeah,
I
the
think people
Daredevil,
do.
like the guy that had
And it was pretty technical, but he was just going smooth and slow. He was feeling out his surroundings,
Yeah,
which is cool. It's another way of doing parkour. It's just take away a sense and then do it.
Yeah, he was just relying all on the basics. No kongs, no dashes. It was just basics, safety, over.
Yeah.
I feel like combining the QMs and the safety and that little.
I'm saying you could probably do it here. This is a pretty safe spot to do it. I mean, not on the rails, but like say going on top of the box, going down from the box. You know what I mean? I can see a route here that you can do blindfolded. You just gotta take it easy. There's no speed. You can't run through it.
Looks like a lot of people are moving.
I think
off to the right.
I think
everyone's going over to that main meeting spot.
Okay, so
5.
Yeah, we're supposed to be there at 5, so I think maybe getting there a little early is a good idea.
I think I might just go. You want to just go
I'll
eat?
Just go eat.
I just
Really?
wanna
You're
go
gonna
eat.
ditch it?
I'm gonna ditch it, dude.
I'm still pissed off about the my fuckheads.
Really? They make you that?
You know I'm still recording, right? Yeah. But it was funny. Let's talk about the incident. The incident is kind of fucked up. There were people in line.
What do they do?
No, there were people in line waiting to go. Well, you know, they were pushing you slowly behind. You're in line, but they were slowly like kind of butting in and pushing you back. In a way, you didn't notice. I know you don't care, but like after a while, they were like, "Hey guys, can we just get like a minute so we could slowly walk through this course?"
And there was like
there was a line. There was a line of people waiting to
Said,
go.
like, I think I've had 30 seconds, if that, to look at the course, and
Everyone
I'm
else
like-
only had 30 seconds. Like, here, you guys didn't complain, you know?
Also, they're not going to win anything, but I don't know. Like, I think it's, you know, it's not, I know there's a lot of regionalism and, like, sports and shit. Like, there's that competitive attitude, but when it comes down to it, it's a non-competitive sport.
But Temecula
they're competing
is
for a
notorious.
shoe. Yeah, they're competing for a shoe.
They're notorious. Last year, they were kind of like that, dude. They're screaming, it was a TPK?
That's fine. If you want to
TPK?
encourage your friends, whatever. But, like, I think, moreover, you got to remember, some of those guys, like one of those guys said, "Hey, I'm sorry, we're both in front of you. You were here first.
Yeah,
that's
Go
good.
ahead." So, I mean, it's not them. It's probably a few guys within them.
Maybe.
And I know we have some
We're
of
gonna
our
get some
more
Temecula
obnoxious
hate.
members of BAPK. Some maybe present,
Yeah.
but
Yes!
What?
but
That was a reference to me.
I was referencing Wilson.
Oh.
In
I gotta go back
all
and listen
honesty
to it. I just
aside, I was
missed it.
referencing Wilson.
Oh,
All honesty aside, but,
burn censor.
But no, I mean it's just guys. There's bad eggs in whatever group
That's
you get.
true,
And
that's true.
There
Well,
they may be more intense. I don't know if intensity equals their dicks. You know.
Maybe, yeah, you're right. I think.
Well, it was just a lack of tact on the whole thing. I mean, like
Yeah.
there were
Well,
still
they're young,
and there
you
were a
know what
bunch
I
of
mean?
kids. Like
Yeah,
there
they're
were
young, so
there were a
they're-
bunch of kids that were waiting to do the line as well, and it was like, you know, instead of all you guys in the same uniform
That's true.
going, you know, like saying like, no, we want to run at it first. Like, hey, what about all the kids that were waiting in line?
I think it's just
You
like
know?
that tunnel vision. They're just like, I need to do this course, and they're not thinking about like little Timmy with his crutch and his
Little Timmy
was a
with his
little-
crutch.
and his British hat and his
There
vest.
was really a guy, little Timmy. He was like, I was next. In his British accent, he's like, I want to go next.
There was. I was there.
Yeah, and they kind of like pushed his face in the dirt.
Yeah, they pushed his face in the dirt and they made him. I
Sad
actually saw one. They made him chant TPK while he ate a worm. And he did eat it. The whole thing.
Damn, they were getting so much Temecula hate mail.
I didn't really feel good about it though, but you know, I didn't really stand up for him. That if I was going to do something different next year, it would be stand up for Timmy.
Stand for Timmy? Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
He probably got a lot of dirt in his mouth, and that's
should do
probably
that.
not good for you.
But that protein kind of worm probably
That's
did
true.
him some good.
Yeah, he probably got a
It looks
second
like-
win from the worm protein.
We are gonna get so much mail from.
We were getting so much hate mail. It's all right, dude.
not
I
gonna
would.
listen to
They would
this.
have to know about it and listen to whatever we.
I won't
did
tag.
first.
Should I tag them?
Nope.
They'll be like, whoa, this podcast just tagged us. We're famous. And they'll listen to be like, wait a second, they're talking shit.
I,
Well,
like,
let's just say they at the time in that specific incident, they deserve us talking shit about them. They
one
do.
of them does.
Being
not the entire
douchey. Yeah, not that, but the incident, yes. In the incident, yes.
didn't all-
Someone ruined it, and we got to talk about it. We just have to. We can't just let it slide, right?
It's a giant group. I think there's probably like 150 people here, if not more, and some of those people are going to be shitty to other people.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's just law of averages or whatever.
Yes.
All right.
For every nice Will, the shitheaded Wilson. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's a lesson we can all take to the bank.
So it was just Will, you're a nice person, but anything in addition to that, like William, Wilson, they're dicks. Nice.
I think you should end the podcast with a recording of people getting hyped, like maybe
Getting
some chants. Like I just heard a lot of grunts over there.
TPK.
Maybe you should go.
Like that?
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
We should have had some uniforms this year.
You know you should.
Yes, we need to have uniforms next year, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we gotta wear
T-shirts.
Von Dutch hats.
Oh, you mean us?
We gotta get like,
Okay.
We gotta get some
I get sleeve tattoos of BAPK. We gotta get that shit, dude.
you know.
Face tattoos.
Face tattoo.
Oh, Will's on the dot.
That's the douchiest thing I've heard all day. Face tattoos with BAPK on
Super
it.
douche.
Super douche.
But I will get it in skin tone.
You-
the color of my face.
I could say like, I'll be like, yeah, we should all get it, and then when we show up, only Will has a face tattoo. Like, dude, I didn't know you were serious, man. I was just kidding. Like, what do you mean? You guys didn't get them either? Like, no, we're kidding, man. Like, oh, okay.
He's gonna go in the bathroom and try to rub it off. And instead it's gonna be a huge splash. And people are like, what happened to your face, Will? I got a temporary tattoo.
What does that say? It says what? It's just smeared. I don't know what it
says
said.
back?
Back?
Yes, that's what it says.
Baby got back.
Baby got back.
But the baby fell off. It was rubbed off. Are you still recording?
I am still recording. I should end it. I should end it.
All right,
I'm
What's
hungry.
a wrap up from Benny?
There's no wrap up.
Take away.
I'm gonna wrap up later. I'm gonna wrap up. I'm
Fix it in post.
gonna talk shit later about about Will
All
later.
right, so in conclusion, train safe,
Train safe.
not about competition.
Smooth as fast.
If it is, you're a dick.
Don't
fast.
be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Don't get dick punched. All right, I'm out. Peace out.